everyone. We're here in the Clubhouse. Excited to see you guys this week. Hopefully you're doing well. Tusney is excited, except she's sick. She's not doing too well.
I was supposed to say, welcome to Smart Cookies. But it doesn't sound that good. So there.
Yeah. That was like a threat. So there you go. No, Tuss right now is very
Recovering
sick.
from the flu. Oh my gosh, you guys, I had Tamiflu, and that is like a miracle. If you ever have the flu, immediately ask your doctor if they can prescribe you Tamiflu, and you start taking that immediately, and it is like death on one hand, and then you take the Tamiflu, and then you're like, oh, I have some life. So.
And she, I promise, if she dies while we're talking, which it almost sounds like she is, I'll just take over, and we just won't cut back to Tuss. We'll just put a puppet there.
No, I'm on the mend, so I can be here.
Yeah, she was in bed for 3 days. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
It was like a vortex, like. Yeah, it just like all melted into one. It's like fever and like sopping wet towel, sheets and feverish dreams. And it's like, oh, that was like 3 days went by like that.
So anyhow, today we're going to talk about not a text, but she saw a post on X and about someone talking about dealing with bad clients, specifically clients that don't tip. And how do you deal with those type of clients? And Tusney was very intrigued. She actually interacted with that person. So let's get into it, because I think for you guys out there, what we're hoping to challenge you today was with a mindset shift. We want you to think differently about your clients, because I think a lot of us, when clients give back less, we give back less. Like it's a natural, almost like downward cycle. Like, oh, they don't tip me, so I don't even try because they're not tipping me. So who cares? I'm going to do the bare minimum. And it's a cycle that you will find yourself, I think, getting in with a lot more clients. And eventually you become resentful of clients and think they're all out against you and you hate them all. And then your joy in your job goes down because you're basing your joy on just getting tips and money out of people. So
let's talk about it.
Yeah.
So I was browsing because I had some time on my hands, and on X, there was this guy that was basically saying that no matter what, he always had great tables. Even he would ask to get the tables that were bad tippers, and I was like, that's really interesting. So I just reached out. I'm like, hey, what made you continue to give excellent customer service even though you didn't think that you were going to get a tip? Is it about your mindset? Because I thought there's something has to be different about this guy, because he's looking at it as a positive. He's like, well, instead of being mad that I was going to not get a tip for the table, I used it as a means of entertainment for myself, and I also provided extra customer service, exercising grace, charisma, and charm. And so I used it as an entertainment for myself, and I still gave excellent customer service. And that's carried me throughout his life. And I just thought that is really great. And it's like, I have a similar mindset when it comes to challenges in the lash room, because it wasn't that I was motivated by the dollar signs. I mean, yeah, it's important to making a living, and that's why I started my own business, because I was trying to provide for my family. But what I found super challenging and super rewarding was getting my needs met. And that was like solving problems, being able to be, so proud that I had a deal with myself. I'm like, I'm going to make you like me by the end of the service. If you came in with an attitude and you think that you don't like me, I'm going to make it impossible for you not to fall in love with me. That was my mindset. I was like, if you didn't end up rebooking with me, I saw it as there's something wrong with me. What did I do wrong? And I took it as a personal challenge to make sure that I continued to get the business. If somebody was having a bad day, it was my job to have them turn around and leave happy when they walked out of the room. And so that kind of challenge kept me on my toes and kept me happy the whole time, because it wasn't about, the money is a great reward, but those other things, they sustain me. They sustain me through times of drought.
I think the big thing to look at is you're really competing against yourself, as opposed to competing for that dollar. If you're waiting for that dollar affirmation to make you feel good, Every time you have a bad client, you're going to feel angry and mad and eventually hate your job. I remember when I was a server, it was the same thing. I remember there would be people like, I got a table. I know they're not going to tip. You can just tell sometimes, like, oh, they're cheap because they all ordered water, let's just say. And so you're just kind of like, oh, they're not going to tip. It's going to be bad. You know what? I actually had the same attitude. This guy, I was like, no, I'm going to make this the most fun time. In some ways, make it a challenge. Like maybe they're going to feel bad when this is over. Like, wow, we normally don't tip, but this guy was amazing. He went over the top. He was funny. He was affable. He was likable. He anticipated my needs. I would go beyond that. Now they still didn't tip me. At least I had fun doing it. At least I enjoyed the job of providing great service. That's where I think we want to encourage you to stop thinking about the money, but start learning the joy that comes from doing excellent work that's better than your competition, so that you can look around and go, I'm the best in my neighborhood. I'm the best at what I do. I don't need you to pay me well because I know my value is innate and it's in my skills and how great I am. And the money's only secondary. So that's how I see it.
Yeah, it's very much, it's the same concept when people say, oh, I don't take foreign fills. Why? Because you don't want to work hard, because it's hard, because it's really hard to like manage those expectations, do amazing work in the time that you have, which is superhuman, to be able to have them walk out with something that looks amazing. Well, it's really difficult in the very beginning because you're not that good. And as you get better, it gets faster and faster. That's because you keep taking them. I don't get it when lash artists are like, I know I don't take foreign pills because, it's hard, right? But that only means that you can only serve one kind of client that walks through your door every time.
I think you're slowing down your ability to grow your business too, because you're now no longer taking clients outside your comfort zone. You're narrowing your options. I will only take these type of clients who basically do the work I need them to be like, or how they come in with clean lashes, let's say, or no lashes from other people. And now it's like, okay, well, you just lost maybe 1/4 of your potential clients, which means your business is going to grow slower than someone's like, I'll take anyone and anything because I can blow them away. And if your skill's not there, guess what? Your skill will be, because now you're tired of waiting. You're going to speed up. Let's just say you're not tired of waiting. You're going to speed up your process because you don't want to be bad now. You want to be fast. You want to be quick. You want to be able to handle any type of client.
When you learn how to handle anything that walks into the room, it's a wonderful accomplishment, and that's called mastery. And that's what I want for you guys. So it's not just about like, oh, it's an easy day, it's comfortable, I didn't get pushed that much. Find ways of pushing yourself. Say yes to those challenging cases, because it's not just about the money here and now or the convenience. You're going to get better. It's going to get easier. You're going to be able to do it. You're going to be able to do it quickly. And that's a skill that not every lash artist has.
Yeah, I can't remember the last time someone came in and texted me like, oh crap. Like, I remember 10 years ago that would happen. Like, someone would come in and she'd like, this is going to be a tough one. I'm really going to struggle. Or give me more time. She'd like, give me an extra half hour. I'm struggling with this client. Because at that time, she'd only been lashing like 10 years. Now she's been lashing for 20 years. And
Almost 20. Almost 20.
Yeah, 20 years in just a couple months. And she really, at this point, anyone that comes in the room, she accepts the challenge. One, because it keeps the job fresh, right? If someone comes in, they're weird lash demands, or lashes are different, or the way they come out, the way they grow, they're sparse, there's too many, whatever. It's a challenge, because this is how, by the way, I know people talk about burnout. One of the ways you burn out is when you just do the same job every day and doesn't change, right? You don't learn anything new. You don't take anything outside your comfort zone. You just kind of do the mundane, same thing over and over and over, and you don't get outside that. One of the ways that you will grow and become more interested in your job is when you kind of